Hey everyone, Zankus here, and this is my second deck tech on the new Rivals of Ixalan Standard. This is Vampire Tribal, and if you guys have been watching my videos since Ixalan came out, I was excited about this black-white vampires, and it just got better, which let's jump in and see what's new. We'll start with the mana base. We got 23 lands. We got 4 Concealed Courtyards. We got 4 Ifnir Deadlands. It's a desert. Gives you 1 generic, and you pay 1 life, and it adds a black. You also could pay 2 and 2 black for sacrifice the desert. Put 2/1/1 -1/-1 counters on target creature an opponent controls, and you activate it at sorcery speed. This is good for a little removal if you want to get something out of the way. Excuse me, take a drink of water there. So moving on, we got our plains, 5 plains and 6 swamps. And to round it out, of course, any tribal deck is going to have Unclaimed Territory. It's just a great card all around, great land, mana fixing, and all that. So for our main deck, see we have 13 1 cost, 15 2, 4 3, and 5 4. It's a pretty low curve, just like the Merfolk deck. So let's see what we got at 1 cost. So for 1 white, we have 2 Duskborne Skymarchers. It's a 1/1 for 1 white flying, and you could pay 1 white, and target attacking vampire gets a +1/+1 until end of turn. Of course, we have our 4 Fatal Pushes. Any black deck is going to have Fatal Pushes these days. It's just a great removal spell. 3 Legion's Landing. You drop it for 1, you get a 1/1 vampire with lifelink, and it's pretty quick that you're going to be attacking with 3 creatures, so you can transform it pretty quick, and it starts making more of these 1/1 vampires. Now we have 4 Skymarcher Aspirant. From what I've played so far with this deck, which isn't that much, it's not terribly hard to get the City's Blessing, but a 2/1 for 1 is good. Any way you put it, it will trade up. It will do some damage. It's a good card. But if it does have this, if you do have the City's Blessing, it has flying, which is a plus. So for our 2 cost, one of my favorite vampires is Adanto Vanguard. It's a 1/1 for 2. 1 generic, 1 white. But when it's attacking, it's +2, and you pay 4 life, and it gains indestructible. A lot of times with this card, they're just gonna let it go through because you're gonna make it indestructible. They're gonna lose a creature. They'll just take 3. So you get a few free swings with this guy. And every once in a while I see somebody waste a removal spell on this. It's just they don't understand the card. I laugh when they do it. I just pay 4 because there's a lot of lifelink in this deck, so you're going to be gaining some life back. We got 3 Dusk Legion Zealots. It's kind of like the Silvergill Adept in the Merfolk. It comes out and replaces itself, but this one you're going to have to lose 1 life. It's a 1/1 for 2 with card draw. It's a decent vampire. Gifted Aetherborn. Gotta put this guy in there. It's a 2/3, which is great for 2 black, and it has Death Touch and Lifelink, which is a plus. It has both. It's gonna kill one of your opponent's big creatures very easily, or it has that 3 toughness, so could withstand some smaller guys. Your Vampire Lord is Legion Lieutenant. It's a 2/2 for 1 white, 1 black, and other vampires you control get +1/+1. It's not legendary, so you can put a few down. So they'll pump each other, and you gotta have the Lord in the deck. And speaking of legendary, we got legendary Mavren Fein Dusk Apostle. He's a 2/2 for 3, but every time you attack with a non-token vampire, you get a token vampire, a 1/1 white with lifelink. It's good to add, go wide with this. You got your 1 or 2 of your lords out, and you getting 2/2s or 3/3s with lifelink. Then we got 2 Yahenni Undying Partisan. It's a 2/2 for 3 with haste, and whenever you kill whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you put a 1/1 counter on him. So he could get pretty big, and you're gonna have a bunch of tokens to make him indestructible, to save him if they use removal on him. One of my other favorite, besides Adanto Vanguard vampires, is Sanctum Seeker. Once you get a bunch of tokens out, you could swing with them, and right off the bat, they're losing life, you're gaining life. That's even before damage is dealt. It's just whenever it attacks. So that's good. We got 3 of those in the deck. And Twilight Prophet. It's the mythic vampire. It's a 2/4 for 4, 2 generic, 2 black, and it has flying. Also, it has ascend. So it's a pretty cool ascend mechanic. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have City's Blessing, reveal the top card of your library and put it into your hand. Each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the card's converted mana cost. So it's a little more life gain, a little more burn. It's a cool card. I haven't yet got it out with Ascend, so in the upcoming gameplay videos, hopefully I'll get it out with the Ascend, with the City's Blessing. Sideboard, we got 2 Authority Consuls. Creatures your opponent control enter the battlefield tapped, slows them down a little bit, and whenever a creature enters the battlefield under their opponent's control, you gain 1 life. So it seems like Rivals meta is going towards wide gameplay, like a bunch of merfolk, bunch of dinosaurs, bunch of pirates. So you put that out and you're gaining life. We got 4 Duresses. We all know what that does. A Silent Gravestone. It's an artifact that's graveyard hate, basically. Lost Legacy. We've seen this before in my other deck. It's stop them from playing their big stuff, basically. Kambal, Consul of Allocation. It's we got 2 in the sideboard. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, that player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So this one's for those not heavy creature matchups. We got some removal. Ixalan's Binding. It stops it from... You exile the target non-land permanent. Your opponent can't cast spells with the same name, so you're removing something from the battlefield and stopping them from playing it again. And then we have 2 Dusk to Dawns. Destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater. So this is when we have our basically white weenie guys out there, and he has a bunch of dinosaurs, and you get rid of it. The aftermath is Dawn, so for 5, return all creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. So again, you're playing your Legion Lieutenants. If they get rid of it, Gifted Aetherborns, all these guys. Yahenni, if it ends up getting killed, they're all coming back to your hand. So let me know what you guys think about this deck. If you guys have been playing something similar, if you see any improvements that could be made, just leave it down in the comments. Just hope you like it. Just comment, like, and subscribe.